All right, welcome computer app students to the Develop Your Skills for Lesson 2, Recording Student Grades. All right, so the requirement is you have your copy of the lesson chapter out, and we are going to do the step-by-step on what to do. So you're going to go to page 28 of the textbook. We are looking at what the goal of this lesson is today is apparently Learn Fast College. Provides a fast-paced learning program, and then your job is to be able to keep track of those grades. So we are going to use Excel to do that. So the first step we're going to do is we are going to go down to the Develop Your Skills, E2, Excel Lesson 2, Develop 1, step number 1. Remember, you will see in the margins little hints, if you will, to find things. This tells you you're going to find the file that you need in the student exercise file in Moodle. So let's see what that means. The book always tells you to start Excel, but actually what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to open up the file. And that in essence starts the Excel program. Now I told you that if you need a file, you're going to find it in the student exercise file section of Moodle. So I have the student section of Moodle open, as you can see. This is what you will see. You will open up Toggle or Section 2. Then you're going to look for student exercise files. So I've put them in bright blue right here. Student exercise files is where you will find the exercise files you need. So if it tells you to open E1 or E2 D1 grades, then you go to the student exercise files section and look, E2 D1 grades. So you're going to click on that. That opens up Excel, as you can see. Once it stops blinking, the file is ready to open, and it is going to open up E2 D1 grades. Once the file is open, you are going to notice that there is a yellow area here, and it says that this file you cannot edit at this present in time. So you are going to have to hit Enable Editing in order to follow the steps. So now we have downloaded E2 D1 grades. Now it tells you in the directions to save it as E2 D1 new grades. So you are going to do that. File, Save As. Remember to browse. Do not save it in Downloads. You're going to save it in your Advanced Computer Apps folder. It may be on your desktop. I don't know. Maybe in your student folder. So E2-D1, we need to name it New Grades. So you type the word in, New Grades, and hit Save. Now you can see up here, it is saved. Alright, so now we get to go back to the steps. It says, once we've done this, you select the cell with Pedro's name. Pedro's name, cell A12. Now we are going to insert cells using a menu button on the home row. So this is what it tells you. This tells you what tab it's in. This tells you what section it's in, and then this tells you what you want it to do. If you can't see it, open up this just a little bit. I will move this over so we can still see it. It says that we are to select Pedro. Then we are to go to Home. We're in the Home tab. Cells. Cells is here. Insert menu button. Use the drop-down menu. And then we are supposed to select Insert Sheet Rows. Now watch what happens. It inserts a whole row above it. Alright, so now 12 is empty. Now, according to the directions, for 12 now, you are going to have to input in this information. Enter the following data for the new student in row 12. So, you will go here, go to A12, and you are going to type the person's name. Does it all go in one cell? No, it doesn't. Robert is the first name. Then hit Tab. Now type the second, his last name. Then type his student ID, his score for quiz number 1. Hit Tab. Score for quiz number 2. Hit Tab. Quiz total's not there. Project 1, 90. Project 2, 95. All right, now it says here that we are going to remove a student who's no longer in class. All right, so now we're going to go to page 29 for the rest of the directions. Now we are going to select the cell with Todd's name. So you find Todd's name. I'm having a challenge today getting this to where we can all see it. Select Todd's name, cell A15, cell A15, Todd's name. So you click on that, that selects the cell. Now we're going to delete Todd. So we're going to go back to Home, Cells, Delete, and choose Delete Sheet Rows. Remember, with the drop-down menu, Delete Sheet Rows. All right, Todd's information is gone. Now what we're going to do is we're going to follow the steps to insert a new column between E and F. So what you're going to do is you're going to right-click F. Right-click. When you right-click something, it turns it gray. Then it says choose Insert from the menu. Insert, it inserts it. So now F is empty. Now what's really cool about Excel is that if we want to move information over, we can use what's called the fill handle. And the fill handle turns like this, and it's a solid black plus sign. And if you hover it here and you get it, and then you drag over just once, it adds in the information. So now you have a column called Quiz 3, which is what you are supposed to have. This might take some practice. Now it's telling us to go to cell K5. K, column 5. Now it's telling us to insert a cell. Insert a cell. Now it's asking us, what do we want to do? Do we want to shift the cell down, which would move exam here, or do we want to shift it right? According to the directions, we shift it right. Choose that, hit OK. Now this is a blank green box. Now what they want you to do is type the word participation. Okay. You are done. Click somewhere on the document. Now if you look over, exam is now in L5, which is where you need it. Save the workbook. Now we're working with the workbook. We're doing E2D2. We are on page 30 of the textbook. Now we're going to save the workbook as E2D2 New Grades. File. Save as. We are in where we want to be, so we can just click here. E2D2 New Grades. Save. We know we've renamed it. It is here. Now, what we're going to do in this exercise is sort by the student's first name. So if you look at the list, we've got Sarah Mullins first and Linda at the bottom. But what we want to do is we want to sort the first names. So we are going to first, we're going to hide some columns. So within Excel, the directions are saying you can hide a column. Let's say this is getting really big and you need to hide columns if you're working in one part of it. So we're going to hide column C. So you click C, then you right click it, and then you choose hide. Now watch what happens. C disappears. You've got A, B, D now. The information isn't gone, it's just hidden. Now it's telling us we're going to sort this document A to Z based on the student's first name. In order to do that, you click on Sarah. Now we are going to have to find the sort section. So I'm going to have this disappear for a second because Excel is huge. Here is the sort and filter. It's under editing. Click on Sarah. Click on sort and filter. You can choose A to Z, lowest to highest, or Z to A. We want it A to Z. Watch what happens when you click it. Now it puts it in alphabetical order in order of the first name. Now what we're going to do is to unhide the columns. All we're going to do is highlight these, unhide, and there is the data. Now it's telling you to save your workbook. We've already done. So save it in your quick access toolbar. You're already done with the first 2 steps. All right, now you should be on page 31 for E2D3. This is telling us to save our workbook as E2D3. You're going to go File, Save As. This tells you where you're saving it. Now you can just click here, change the file name, hit the save. You're saved E2D3 new grades. Now this is going to show you how to insert a new sheet and delete a sheet and rename a sheet. So you're thinking, what's a sheet? This is a sheet. So Excel has a workbook. Then within the workbook there's different sheets that you can add information to. And I will teach you later how to link information and even be able to calculate formulas that read on the different sheets. So we have been working on this sheet so far. First name, last name, student ID. Now if you look here, here's an old sheet. Okay, this has some stuff on it. And then this one is named class list. So this must be the list of students and their email addresses. So there's reasons why we can do this, that one workbook can contain numerous sheets. So how do we manipulate that? Well, let's find out. Follow the steps to insert a new worksheet. So you've got new, you've got old, and you've got a class list. So if you want to click and insert a worksheet between new and old, you hit the plus sign. It puts it there. All right. Now, if you want to delete this, you click old. That makes this worksheet active. Active means you can type on it and move around it. Okay. But you want to delete this. So you go to your cells, you go to delete, and you hit delete sheet. Microsoft will permanently delete the sheet. Do you want to continue? Okay, yeah, we kind of want to. Now it's telling us to double click sheet 1 that was just created here, and we are going to type participation. So double click it, and then you can type participation, click somewhere on the sheet. That saves it. Now change the name of the new sheet, this, to final grades. Double click, final grades. Now it says select the title in merged cell A2 and press Control key to copy this title, Introduction to Business. Let's really read that. I don't even see that. So we've changed this to participation. Now we select the title that is merged in cell A2. Cell A2 is here. You go ahead and click to highlight the box, hit Control C. When you do that, this shows that this is active and is something going on. Now you click the participation worksheet. Then they want you to select A1 and then paste the test. Yeah, paste it. Paste the text. All right, Introduction to Business. Select cell A2 below the class title and type participation grades. Then tap Enter. Cell A2. Enter. Then cell A1. Okay, so now we go cell A1. You're going to choose the clipboard. Now, after you've typed participation grades, they want you to format it. So you click cell A2. This brush is the format painter. Click it and apply the formatting. We're supposed to be in cell A1. Let's go back. Let's go back. Click cell A1, format painter, click 2, and that's how that works. So yeah, it can. Now everything is merged together. Save the workbook. All right, this walks you through D3. I'm going to stop the video because it's 16 minutes long. May make another one, but I want you to try this. The next part is formulas. So let's try to do that, but this at least gets you started. Thanks for listening.